Hi, I am Dinesh. I am 60 plus age, hail from Delhi NCR area. I have been diabetic for more than a decade. I'm obese and also have developed other age-related issues, maybe a little earlier than I should have. So I kind of almost surrendered to that probably I will never be able to get over diabetes or obesity or other issues, particularly the joint pains in knees and ankles, etc. I had seen several senior consultants in this regard, and everybody said, "Yeah, keep taking medicines, and that's the only remedy that you have." I have been contemplating to have something wherein I have that personalized experience and something which is a little differentiated to the card that is available in the market. Somehow, I got to know about Vaatalya. It came a stage wherein I said, yes, okay, I'm coming, and Aarti and Adi both were very kind to have accommodated me to take up a session with me for 7-8 days on one-on-one basis. So today it is 7th day that I'm here, and the perspective has completely changed about the hidden treasures within the body, within the life that you have. Now, I think the biggest of all the takeaways that I have through this session has been on the nutrition aspect of it. And this is, I think, probably the main reason for my feeling about the transformation and belief or self-belief that my diabetes can be reversed. So two, three salient features of this program I can say is that the first thing was that there's no prohibition on eating. So every kind of dishes that I can think about can be eaten, and from day one itself when I came here, so the kind of lunch that was presented, and then later on the dinner was presented, it was like there's no change, and the food has been as delicious as what we are eating at our home. And during the course of discussions on nutrition, so what we understood, it's all about creating a balance. So there's a saying of 5 W's and 1 H in typical management classes is what, when, where, why, and how. So I think the same thing gets applied into nutrition also. And so what you're eating, when you're eating, where you are eating, and why you are eating that, and how you are eating. So all those things, not necessarily in that very template, but these are all what she explained it to me and made me to practice right from my first meal after getting up until the time that I go for sleep. So as I said that I'm not new to yoga. So what is it? How RTG's therapy, yoga therapy or yoga sessions were different from others is that I was quite aware about the asanas and was really expecting that the moment I come here, probably I'll be talked about and made to practice more on Surya Namaskar. And I was surprised that for 5 days she didn't talk anything about Surya Namaskar. So I was inquisitive, although I know that it's very difficult for me. But she said, yeah, we will take it up at the end of the session. I'm preparing your body to take up Surya Namaskar. So what she did was that she started with very basics, and she had gone through my profile before I came here, so she knew what's the state of body or ailments, or probably the state of mind that I was carrying. I mean, it kept on getting more and more informed to each other on a daily basis as we used to interact daily. So she focused on very basic yogic exercises, but what she did was kind of trying to perfect on the right way of doing that particular asanas, focusing on the postures, the importance of your standing posture, or whenever you are there doing that particular asana. It has been a challenge for me that it remained an illusion for whenever I was doing yogasana. How do you synchronize your breath with your asanas? I think this was probably the best part in learning yoga from Atiji, is that there never was a situation where I was feeling breathless kind of a thing, because it's not that when you're inhaling or exhaling, at some point of time you have to stop breathing. So that's the comfort that probably for the first time I got to understand, and that gave me a lot of courage and capacity to undergo yogasana practices. So what happened in 2-3 days time, I was very comfortable despite her being very particular on the postures and the precision of that posture. It wasn't like a pain, or so every session, every discussions during the day, she'll keep on asking, how are you feeling? Is there any pain? And surprisingly, I was also expecting that I'll be having muscle pulls, etc., and some pain here and there, but it wasn't there. So significance of identifying, understanding the needs of the person who is being coached has been a great differentiator with Atiji. The manner, the ease, the simplicity, and the perseverance with which she deals with making one understand, and also give that confidence, not throwing up on everything, whatever is there in the book or in the various practices. It's just slow and steady. So that's really kind of differentiates her method of training on yoga asanas. We also had a chance to have a sound bathing session. This was again for the first time in my life, and an amazing experience that you're there lying down for 1 hour, and those vibrating sounds are being played in a manner that it touches your mind, body, and soul. So I could feel that. I would have wanted to have more sessions. Probably I may have in the time to come, but amazing experience. The third thing is the Vaatalya, the property itself, the infrastructure that they have created, the spirit with which it has been created. I had fortune to have interaction with Mr. and Mrs. Sharma, the parents who started this venture. Their effort towards creating this infrastructure with the concept that they had in their mind, fantastic, gave me a great time to be here. I'm surrounded 360 degrees by the mountain hills, and it has become a ritual for me to post breakfast and post lunch to go and sit in the garden, walk for a while, be with the nature, keep on watching the hilltops, and sometimes I get to see snow peaks as well, and keep looking at the flowers and other vegetations that they have in their farms. Every time I go to the yogshala, I get to smell that typical smell from our auspicious cow. Gives me immense feeling of being rooted to the Mother Earth. So the moment I hear about a word called trek, the first thing that comes to your mind is hills, and then mostly the Leh Ladakh, or maybe the Mount, your Everest aspect of it, base camp. That's the thing that comes to your mind ever since my childhood. So when it was written in the curriculum that we'll be going for a trek, so I was excited and inhibited also that whether I'll be able to do it. So it was amazing experience, and the time that we spent there at the spot, I think we sat there for about 45-50 minutes, and we kept on discussing everything on this world, from nature to the startup industry, to the business. It was such a wonderful place to be at, that probably it kept on opening up our minds and kept on allowing us to discuss on so many issues. Today she presented to us very surprisingly, without having disclosed earlier. She brought in some white sheets and some coal, we call it charcoal, and she said, I'm going to do some activity with you. And then she presented that you use this charcoal and draw whatever you want to, not necessarily any drawing, etc. The first use of the charcoal on the white paper sheet, that was a pleasure actually. That gave that thicky and that sound that it gives, when you use it on plain paper, that actually migrated the thoughts in your mind, and I simply started enjoying, one angle, the other angle, and something kept on getting drawn, and more particularly that use of fingers for kind of using it as a brush, giving a tinge to the depiction. Then she said, okay, try and make a use of rubber and eraser, and try and now use eraser. It's in a gentle way. So the excitement that you have created, the energy that you have created by drawing it and using the charcoal, use that eraser to kind of ease it out and express it in a very subtle manner. Once we completed that, there's a whole different feeling about use of this activities. It opened at so many forays, when you go back, how you can make use of these kind of activities, particularly this activity, to an extent that I have my grandson who is about 1.5 years old. I said, this is the best way I can spend some time. I can grab his attention. It's very difficult to get his attention when he's on play. So this is the best way to get his attention. He'll get involved into it, and I believe that probably he'll be asking more and more such sessions with him. So yeah, amazing experience. In today's fast-paced life, as much we want to be good human beings, we tend to be not. We get perturbed, more particularly in metro cities or urban cities. We tend to get more restless and anxious, and with very less tolerance. But we are great creatures, and always we will say. But here is a place wherein I can see that so all those thoughts, the concepts are being put into practice in its true sense, in all sincerity. So yoga has given me a confidence back on my body that it can be worked upon. Knowledge about nutrition and whatever little practice that I could do in 7 days has given me a great assurance that if I follow a simple discipline and a balance in my life, I can reverse my diabetes and start enjoying my life back, because it has been a great irritant, at times. So we have accomplished whatever we wanted to, but this very feeling that you are a diabetic and there are restrictions and there are possible implications in due course of time. And the third is being in the lap of the nature. So first day was really, I kept thinking about how will I spend 8 days all alone here. But after 7 days, I now feel that I must come to hills at least once in a quarter with my wife. The experience that you get here cannot really be written down and narrated in bullet points. You have to come here and experience. One thing keep in mind is that life is all about balance in whatever sphere that you are. So wherever you create an imbalance, is either by force or by your discretion, by your practice, it will create havoc in your life. It is time that we get to understand the importance of balance everywhere, more particularly with your body, mind and soul. That's a small secret that it is there if you can do that. And these wonderful young couple has made me realize it, and I'm very thankful to them for this contribution. I highly recommend for people to think about it and have interaction with both of them before you come here, so that you can get your doubts cleared. And wishing all the very best to all those who are going to come and experience in future after I go back, and all the very best to both of these great souls to continue great task. Thank you.